This video will be spoiling Chainsaw Man chapters 1 to the end of the Eternity Devil Arc chapter 22. If you don't want any spoilers before you sign off, please look at this accurate description on my brain after finishing these manga chapters. So we're finally finishing off the Shonen Jump Big 3 of the modern era. You got Spy Family, where you get hit by the wholesomeness. You got Jujutsu Kaisen, where you got the new queen of shonen, Nobara, and this sexy J-pop looking mofo, Gojo. Now I'm adding in the last of the shonen trinity, Chainsaw Man. The only real way to describe the series is, holy shit! I've never in all my years of manga reading have come across a shonen series like this one. This series is straight up Goodnight Poon Poon and Tokyo Ghoul mating and having a baby, and right when that baby is born, he takes a shot of 86 proof Suntory Japanese whiskey. The only real way to enjoy the series is removing all that you know is acceptable as your traditional Shonen Jump series. I mean, with people being chopped in half and a whole Korean barbecue deluxe meal coming out, and you got the main MC plopped in the middle of a hikikomori apartment looking at a pile of porno magazines and just straight up saying, I want to grab some tits. You, the reader, just be sitting there like, how do we go from wanting to become the pirate king in the name of friendship to wanting to f the main villain in the name of horniness? Well, strap in, boys, and get ready to get devil blood sprayed all over your face, because Chainsaw Man is a killing factory of a ride. Now, what exactly is Chainsaw Man about? This series follows a 16-year-old boy named Denji, who after the death of his father, owes the Yakuza $7 million. Thanks to his only friend, a devil dog named Pochita, Denji slowly chips away at this debt. Then, in top 10 anime betrayal fashion, the Yakuza sets my mans up, and he gets chopped El Chapo style by the zombie devil. In desperation, his loyal friend Pochita sacrifices himself to become the heart of Denji, and soon after, Denji becomes Chainsaw Man. Shortly after this bloodbath, the reincarnated Denji gets recruited by Makima, a girl so manipulative that both Light Yagami and Lelouch would give her a standing ovation. Denji then joins the public safety Devil's Hunters, and his new life of hunting demons officially begin. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this isn't your typical shonen series. Right from the get-go, there is no trust between any of the characters. Like, the amount of times Denji got betrayed in the series, sheesh, it would 100% for sure make mine wet her panties. This is a far cry of your typical battle shonen series where there is that motto, friendship, effort, and victory. But looking at this old SJ motto through the lens of Chainsaw Man, you guys would definitely see the difference. Exhibit A, friendship. You got one of the main MCs getting stabbed by a sashimi knife by the most useless character with a mind as unstable as a 1940 Nazi German. Exhibit B, effort. To curry the favor of Makima, Denji has to roleplay as a pet dog and wolf at her command. Lastly, Exhibit C, victory. After killing a major boss, Denji is granted the promise of getting a French kiss from Himino, but instead, this drunk salaryman hoe throws up directly in Denji's mouth. And I'm going to kind of censor this panel because I know you love yourself more than that. Now, you get the point. There's no grace in this series, and it's a shitstorm of a downward spiral with no happy endings in sight. So the second thing I kind of want to talk about is Denji's character, who is coined as the shonen hero of the series. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Denji because this dude is one bad motherfucker. But it took a while for me to adjust to his character because it's so anti-typical shonen. Firstly, he doesn't have that grandiose shonen dream, such as I want to become the next Hokage or I want to become the next Pirate King. In his case, a complete desperation to establish any type of goal, he straight up says, I want to grab some boobies. And so the series plays into this angle of drawing out Denji as a twisted version of what's a conventional shonen hero. On one hand, you got Luffy or Goku having those comedic moments of eating enough food to feed the US Army, and the other hand, you got Denji digging out of a trash can eating dog shit. You got characters like Natsu, always standing in the light of justice to uphold the pillars of society. Then you got Denji, chopping the head of a devil like Yunogasai and not using his messy killing powers of Chainsaw Man because he didn't want blood to get all over the porno magazines he saw on the ground. Lastly, you got shonen characters like Edward Elric having this relentless motivation, like he listened to a David Goggins audiobook in its entirety because no matter what, if he had to kill the gods himself, he was bringing back his little brother's physical body. Denji has this same type of drive, but for him, he just wants to have sex. You got to love Denji's character, but you also have to acknowledge that he is a very tainted version of the shonen battle MC that you grew up with. The last thing I want to talk about is the realistic collateral damage of war. I think what I freaking love about Chainsaw Man is that there is a more realistic lens on characters dealing with the stresses of long-term battles. Well, to be fair, in series like Naruto and Bleach, there are like 100 filler episodes in between canon content, so these characters are getting as much screen time as the WNBA season. Nah, for real though, in series like this, they kind of blow past the trauma of battling all the time. It seems the higher the decibel your yell is, the quicker you are able to get over the death of a character from just the last chapter. In Chainsaw Man, you really see the characters dealing with the stress of seeing so much death and killing. I think we see that clearly in Denji's relationship with lust. The classic example of characters trying to blow off steam during war is by having sex. Well, Denji might not be banging every female character, he still gets that chemical release of caressing the boobs of said characters or making out lustfully after a long battle. In a much lesser form, you got Aki, who desperately needs his nicotine through smoking. And what made a lasting impression on me was when the squad was in this very high stress situation and Aki was supposed to be standing guard. He randomly comes into the room and goes like, "Yo, I ran out of cigs, can somebody give me one? I need it." Yo, this shit would never fly in a 2005 Shonen Jump issue. Well, that's all I wanted to say about this dark horse of a series. If you're expecting your typical justice and friendship triumphs everything type of series, this series is 100% not for you. This series could be compared to Aki's and Himino's relationship with smoking that Newport. It slowly kills you in the inside, but at the same time, you gotta keep reading because it's so good. Let's just hope at the very end of everything, we don't all die. Expect a lot more Chainsaw Man videos from me in the future. This has been your boy Yi-Man. Peace out.